I baited this 4.2 star mechanic with this car in excellent condition to see if they'd rip me off. I wanted to see if they deserved the 74 5-star reviews. Wait, what? That's weird. My friend's mum took her car here for a repair, and without authorization, this shop did an expensive brake job that had nothing to do with the reason she was there. So I took my wife's car in and told them the check engine light was on.
What I didn't tell them was that I was the reason the light was on. I had replaced the gas cap rubber earlier with an O-ring from Ace Hardware, which broke the seal in the emission system and triggered the engine code. One of the best ways to not get scammed is to do your own repairs. If you are considering that, then be aware that this scan tool, the 5610, has many features of a $5,000 mechanic tool. One of the reasons they cost $5,000 is because when diagnosing, they use commands to isolate and test individual parts to duplicate problems. They also have live data and repair tips relevant to each individual car. The 5610 does all this, but not for $5,000, for $300. Click my link if you buy, I get a 10% commission. When I arrived, I noticed foreign writing on the door and immediately thought it's probably a miscommunication due to the language barrier. The service advisor greeted me, I told him the light was on, he took my key and walked out without saying anything. That's fine, I appreciate no nonsense efficiency. This location had the car out back in 1 minute and 15 seconds, which is a record. But here's where it gets messy. It didn't take long for the mechanic to return and let the advisor know that it needed a gas cap. However, this was in a different language, and there was certainly a language barrier when I was speaking with the advisor. This was emphasized by him asking for my name, which is a normal name, but after 3 attempts he handed me the paperwork and I wrote my name in for him. He told me about the gas cap. I said, thank you, I'll pay you a diag fee and fix the cap myself, but he didn't understand. After 3 attempts of me trying to stop them, he ordered the part and he said to wait for about 30 minutes for the cap to arrive. If this was an isolated incident, it would be fine, but the whole reason I'm here is because of unauthorized work. They threw away my modified Infinity gas cap, my wife was not impressed, and reset the light, which I didn't want because I needed to do tests later that week, but there was no way to stop it. They didn't charge labor. I tipped $23. While there is a chance that this shop uses the language barrier as an excuse to do unauthorized work, it's also possible that there are genuine miscommunications due to the language barrier. A third possibility is that if this shop sees anything that legitimately needs to be done, they will just go ahead and fix it without the customer's permission, assuming that it will be okay. But they also asked about the TPS light and understood that I didn't want this changed. This shop has me confused. We had my friend's mum have to pay for unauthorized work, and they wouldn't budge on anything when she complained. However, the brakes did need work. In their Google reviews, they frequently respond with, "This is not my shop," but they do this for both good and bad reviews. I couldn't stop them doing the gas cap, but that was the correct issue, and why wouldn't I want them to do it? They didn't do a smoke test to make sure it was just the cap, which would be okay if they told me that it was an educated guess, but they might have been trying to save me from a diag fee. They didn't charge labor or try to rip me off. This is just a big mess. If they are a good shop, they need someone at the front desk who can communicate well with both the mechanics and the customer, but as it stands, I wouldn't take my car there.